Hello and welcome to John's Author Diary for the weekend in December the 16th, 2018. I've had a busy week this week. I have got the Hierophant to a point now where I'm happy, so I've basically added extra scenes, done some moving around, and so the only thing left to do now is to get it edited and to add my author notes. Now what I've been doing in the back of these episodes is talk about how the card inspired the story. And now the Hierophant's a really weird card. It's a really difficult one to get to grasp with. Maybe that explains part of the challenge of getting to grips with this story. It's still a little bit shorter than I'd like, but the way I'm seeing it is the story needs what the story needs. If I end up adding any more, it'll be for the sake of padding and for the sake of literally adding word count. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this one out there and then start work on the next episode. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm going to start this tomorrow or whether I'm going to start it in January. My feeling is that I'm going to start it tomorrow and get as much of the first draft done as I can. Had a lot of other stuff to do as well last week. So I spent most of Friday doing basically admin tasks, formatting ebooks, that kind of thing. So the Emperor is now done. It's been proofread. I've moved forward the pre-order, so that will come out tomorrow. What I need to do is send that to my review team, so they can leave their reviews as quickly as possible. As well as doing that, because of the way I'm writing these books and thinking about them in terms of being novels when they're put together, so I now have a 100,000 word novel, so I'm going to launch that as a box set. So this brings together the first 5 episodes, and it's what I'm going to start directing readers to rather than the individual episodes. And this is one of those things that I've mentioned before about just the way Amazon structures its royalties for authors. Like I make 35% on a book that's priced below $2.99, $2.99 and above, I get 70%. So this is just a good way to get people into the series and get people really invested in the story. A few weeks ago I was talking to an author called Claire Sager on the Stop Booking Around podcast, and I was talking to her about the idea of writing long books. And one thing she said that stuck with me is this idea that readers really get invested when they're with characters for a long time. So her books are about 185,000 word mark. So when I do eventually bundle everything together, it's going to be a long story following a single character's journey, but that's still a way off yet. As well as that, this week I also attended my son's nativity. So he was one of the wise men, had some lines to do. So it was really cool to see him. I think it's a nice little rite of passage. So I was really proud of him. And so he breaks up from school next week on Friday, so then I'll have until the 7th of January basically been in full-time dad mode. So I am looking forward to that. I started reading Moby Dick. Now, I read this for the first time about 10 years ago and loved it. And so it's really cool to revisit it. And so I think I'm about 10 chapters into that. It's not set sail yet, but the narrator's really good. I actually got it off LibriVox, which is a repository for public domain audiobooks, and they really do vary in quality. So some of them will be done a single novel by several narrators, some of whom might not have English as their first language, but this narrator is excellent, so I'm really pleased with that. And so last week I think I mentioned deleting Twitter from my phone, and so I've not really been on there much this week at all. I think there was a few times where out of habit I picked up my phone to check it, and then I didn't, so that's good. It's felt a bit like turning the volume down on some really annoying TV show. And of course, this is one of those troubles with modern life. You are beholden, in a way, to these social networks, especially if you're running a business which is primarily distributing things over the internet. But I am pulling back from using Facebook and Twitter just because I know it does sap my time and energy and probably sanity as well. So I've had no questions this week, but if you do have a question, please email me. It's john@johncronshaw.com. So until next time, cheerio.